Welcome back. Today's class we are working on nice vinyasa flow. We work on focusing on the shoulders today. We'll do some poses throughout. We'll work on opening up the shoulders. We'll start on the ground with a few shoulder openers as well. And then we'll finish off with a nice shavasana. Maybe if we have time, a little bit of breath work at the end. So the only props we'll need today, depending how open you are, you may not need any, but maybe a strap. If you don't have a strap at home, you can use a towel or a t-shirt, something like that. And I always say nice to have a block nice and handy as well. Never know when you might need it. Let's come down today. We'll start in child pose. Knees wide, big toes touching. So reach the hips back towards the heels. Bring the forehead down towards the ground. And just take a few nice, longer, deeper breaths right there as we begin. Now, as you hold there in your child pose, you can also start to creep the fingers a little further away from you. So keep the hips reaching back. Let's see if you can walk those fingertips maybe a step or two further out in front, and find some length through the shoulders, through the lats, through the side of the body. And still maintaining your connection with the breath. Deeper breaths here as we begin. And take 2 more breaths. Nice. From there, come up to tabletop. And from here, we're going to come into puppy pose. We're going to do an active version of puppy pose. So rather than palms flat down on the ground, we'll be up on the fingertips. So come to tabletop first, hips on top of the knees, and try and keep the hips stacked on top of the knees here. From here, take the hands a big step out in front of you and a little bit wider, so just a little bit outside of the shoulders. From there, press those fingertips down into the ground and start to sink your forehead down to the ground. I need to walk a little bit further out in front here. And then pressing those finger pads down into the ground, you can gently drag the fingers back towards you at the same time. And take a couple more breaths right there. And now let the palms come flat down to the ground and either staying on the forehead or maybe coming up onto the chin, sinking your chest and armpits down towards the ground. And nice. From there, walk the hands back in, come back to tabletop, curl toes under, and head back to downward facing dog. Hands pressing the mat down and forward, hips reaching nice and high. And I always like to start a nice bent knee, downward facing dog. If you like heels more towards the ground when you start, of course, go for it. Take 1 more breath. And then shift forward towards high plank. Bring the knees down to the ground and come to sit down on the shins. So from here, we'll do a little bit more shoulder opening, and then we'll get more flowing in a moment. So from here, grab your prop, whether it's the strap or you've got your towel or shirt, whatever you're using. Take that prop above your head and create some tension by pulling apart. From there, take a breath in. As you breathe out, bend the elbows down behind your back, pulling the strap apart the whole time. And reach it back up and down. You can do this with the breath if you like. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale as you come back down. Nice. The next time you come up, stay right there. For most of us, we'll have to take our hands a bit wide on the strap for this one. And from there, keeping the arms straight, and now bring the arms all the way down behind your back. Reach it back up and forward towards the front of the mat. Reach it up. Straight arms, reach all the way behind. If this is quite tight, doesn't feel comfortable on your shoulders, just take your hands wider on the strap until it is comfortable for you. We'll do 1 more in either direction. Nice. We can pop our strap over to the side and we'll come to stand all the way back up. We'll do 1 or 2 more little prep things. We'll get the flowing. So this next one here, I'll show you from the side angle. We're going to come into a chair pose-like shape. We'll stick our bum up towards the sky. We're going to try and do spinal segmentation from a standing position. So take your hands into fists down by your sides. Stick your bum out and pull your chest forward. So you can create that arch in your low back here. Now from here, we're going to tuck our tail under and we're going to roll up through the spine into flexion. So take a breath in, tuck that tail, start slowly rolling through the spine, all the way up, tuck the chin, and then start the low back into extension. So stick your bum up towards the sky, slowly rolling through the spine, pull the chest forward. Do one more starting at the low back, tuck the tail, rounding through the spine, and stick that bum out, and coming into extension. We'll do two starting from the chin now. So tuck your chin to your chest, round through your upper back, your mid back, low back, tuck the tail, and start with the chin again. Look up, and going through upper spine, mid spine, and low spine. One more starting from the chin. If this is the first time you've done this, you may not be able to feel that spine segmenting piece by piece, but come back to this little drill regularly and you start to get a bit more better control here. We'll do one more for the neck, of course, very connected to our shoulders here, is what we're focusing on. Put your hands out by your sides, hands in fists. Tuck your chin to your chest, look to a side, look to a shoulder, look up, and circle all the way around. Look to the other shoulder, tuck your chin, do 3 in this direction, so looking to a shoulder. Rotate all the way around. Look to the other shoulder. Tuck your chin. One more time. Beautiful. One more time on that side. So that's finished. We'll get back to the other side. So look towards the opposite shoulder. Rotate all the way around. Come back to center. I know this certainly isn't a traditional yoga movement, but it makes you feel very good, very loose in the neck. And it feels good, which is what we want, of course. Let's all come to downward facing dog, everybody. Come to down dog, we'll hold here for a few breaths this time. Fingertips, little grip into the ground. And take any movement here that feels good. You can bend the knees one at a time. You can rock forward to high plank, then back to dog, just whatever feels good for you here. Just work it out. We'll hold here another couple of breaths. Okay, on your next inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Just walk to the front of your mat. From there, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as you fold, bend the knees. 2 more times, halfway up. Exhale to fold. One last time. Exhale, folding. Then inhale, stand all the way up and reach up to the sky. And then bring hands to prayer. Take the feet a little bit wider. Maybe the toes slightly turned out as well. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Hands to prayer, sit down into a squat, into Malasana. And chest nice and proud, hold right here. Now if this is a lot for you in Malasana, you can stay right there where you are, or we can take a little twist. The right hand comes outside, sort of in line, in the direction of the right toes. That left arm reaches up towards the sky. Try to keep the chest nice and lifted, turning from the chest. And then bring that hand back down and switch sides. Left hand plants down, right arm opens up, chest still lifting up here. One more breath. Hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. And then step left foot back, bring the back knee to the ground. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Hands down, down dog. Inhale, high plank. Knees down if you need, or chaturanga all the way to the ground. And we'll take locust. If you've got the range, you can interlace the fingers behind your back. Inhale, lifting everything up. Exhale, release. Down dog. Left leg lifts, inhale. Step forward, bring the back knee to the ground. Press the back foot into the mat, reach the arms up to the sky. Hands down, step forward and fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. We'll stand all the way up and reach up. Straight into Malasana, breathe out. Inhale, chest lifted. Exhale to fold. And halfway lift. This time we'll go right foot back, back knee to the ground. Anjaneyasana. Sweep the arms up, little tuck of the tail. Hands down, down dog. Inhale, high plank. Chaturanga to the ground. We'll take that same locust with the fingers interlaced. Inhale, lifting everything up. Exhale, release. Down dog. Right leg, inhale, lift up. And step forward, back knee to the ground. Inhale, reach those arms up. Hands down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen torso forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale, stand all the way up. Maybe a baby little back bend at the top. And then hands to prayer. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And this time, chair pose, sink the hips back and down. Take a breath in there, arms in line with the ears. And fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift. And we'll go left foot back to a low lunge this time. Keep the back knee lifted off the ground. Stay for a breath in right there. And a breath out. Step back, downward facing dog. High plank, inhale. Elbows in, chaturanga to the ground. This time a little bit differently. So we're going to go into locust, but we're going to do a side version of locust. So take your arms into that fingers interlaced position. Roll to your right side. Reach the arms back behind you. This is not really a strengthener for the low back. This is more a shoulder open, which is our focus. Reach those arms back behind you. From there, come back to center and roll to the other side. Nice and smoothly, reach those arms back behind you. So it's more an opener for the top shoulder here. Bottom one's giving you a little bit of work. Come back to center. Play those hands down. We'll go cobra or upward facing dog. And then head back to down dog. Left leg lifts. And step forward. Bring the back. Actually, we'll keep the back knee lifted. Nice and straight and strong through that back leg. Take a breath in. And step forward and fold. Inhale, lengthens. Breathing out, fold. We'll stand all the way up. Reach up. Again, chair pose. Hips back and down. A nice committed chair pose. Take a breath in. Reach those arms nice and long. Fold forward. Exhale. And halfway. And then step right foot back to low lunge. And take a breath in right there. Step back, down dog. High plank. And chaturanga to the ground. Come back to that locust, that side lying locust. So those fingers interlaced. Roll to a side. Reach those arms back behind you. So I didn't mention on the other side, but if you can't interlace those fingers, you can use your prop that we started, the strap or towel, whatever you got there. Come back to center. And roll to the other side. Reach those arms away. And back to center, cobra. Or upward facing dog. Pull your chest forward. And back to down dog. Right leg lifts, inhale. And step forward, low lunge. Pressing down through the back foot, pressing down through the front foot. And step forward and fold. Halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale, stand all the way up, reach up. And hands to prayer. All right. We're going to do some standing poses now. So from here, reach the arms up to the sky. And then fold forward. Exhale. Halfway lift. And then go left foot back to a crescent lunge. So come into high lunge, everybody. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, stay right there. On your next inhale, cactus the arms, pull the chest forward. And as you exhale, fingertips come together. See if you can round through the upper back. So I'm trying to fill up my upper back, pulling my front ribs in. 2 more times. Inhale, cactus, chest forward. And exhale to round. 1 more time, reaching up. Oops, cactus, sorry. And then round it in. Inhale, reach the arms back up to the sky, crescent lunge. And then open up, warrior two. Readjust your feet as needed. Reach the arms away from you. Hold right here, a couple of breaths. Back leg is active. I'm pressing down the pinky edge of that foot. Front foot, I'm pressing that front heel down. I'm trying to tuck this right tail under a little bit as I reach the arms away from me. Breathing, of course. Nice soft gaze over that front middle finger. From there, inhale, reverse your warrior. And then exhale, vinyasa to the ground for cobra or upward facing dog. And then we'll head back to down dog from there. Nice. From there, let's go left leg to the sky. And then step forward into your crescent. Inhale, reach up. And stay there for the breath out. Next, inhale, cactus the arms, chest forward. Then exhale, round it in. Inhale, cactus. Exhale. 1 more time. Pull the chest forward. And round it in, fill up that upper back. Then inhale, back up to your crescent. Then open to a warrior two. I'll turn around so you have to see my back. So left foot forward, warrior two. You reach those arms away from you. Hold here a couple of breaths. Make sure both legs are working. Next inhale, flip the front palm, reverse. And then vinyasa, cobra or upward facing dog. Or any other back bend really. If you like locust, sphinx, you can add those in whenever you feel. All right, from there, take a breath in, bend the knees, look forward. Walk, step or hop, coming to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, stand all the way up, reach up to the sky. And then bring hands to prayer. Reach the arms up. And fold forward. Exhale. Inhale, lengthens. And we'll go left foot back again into crescent lunge. Inhale, reach up in your crescent. And then we'll go eagle arms, right elbow under, left elbow on top. Squeeze the forearms together and reach the elbows up and away from you. If this one doesn't work for you in the shoulders, go left forearm across and squeeze the forearms together. From there, take a breath in. As you breathe out, round it in, elbows towards your belly. Try not to fall over like I almost just did. Inhale, reaching back up. Back leg straight and strong. Exhale, round it in. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, round. Inhale, reach the arms back up to the sky. Release your arms. Warrior two. This time in your warrior two, reach the arms up to the sky. And imagine you're holding onto a bar, like a pull-down bar or a pull-up bar. Hold onto that bar and create some strong tension in the arms. And imagine you're doing a pull-down. Use those back muscles to pull that bar down and hold that tension in your back. And then reach the arms away from you. So you should feel the back muscles really working really strongly. On your next inhale, flip that front palm, reverse. And then exhale, vinyasa to the ground. Cobra or upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog. Nice. From there, let's go left leg to the sky. Let's switch around. And step forward, crescent lunge. Inhale, reach up to the sky. And then we'll go eagle arms again. This time, left elbow under, right elbow on top. Squeeze forearms up and away, or it's right forearm across with the forearms squeezing together. Back leg straight and strong. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, round it in. Inhale, reaches back up. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale. Release the arms. Inhale, crescent lunge, reach up. And then warrior two. Again, adjust your feet as needed. Firstly, reach the arms away. And then reach those arms up. Create that imaginary hold on that bar. Create that tension. And slowly pull that bar down. There, reach the arms away from you. Keep that tension there and reach the arms away. Fingertips really reaching. Breathing. Flip the front palm, reverse. Then exhale, vinyasa again, cobra or upward facing dog. And then head back to down dog from there. We'll hold in down dog here a few breaths. If you need a child pose, take a child pose, whatever you need. Slow things down, come back to your breath, and come back to the sensations in your body. We'll hold here for 2 more breaths. So from wherever you are, we'll end up back in downward facing dog. And we'll go left leg to the sky. Step that left foot forward into a lizard lunge. So left foot goes nice and wide on the mat here. So left foot wide, fingertips walk a little bit out in front. You can have the hands down on the ground or the blocks. Root that back foot into the ground. And with the fingertips, press them down and pull your chest forward. If you can't find that pull of the chest forward, you're likely probably sinking down. So try and place something underneath the hands. You can pull the chest forward. Nice. From there, bend the back knee. Left hand reaches and grab for that back foot. If you can't grab that back foot, a couple of options. You can just reach back and use the hamstring, strengthen those, pull the heel in, or you can grab your prop that we started with to wrap around the foot. Nice. Take a couple more breaths here. And release. From there, head back to down dog. I'm going to switch my sides over. Then we'll go right leg to the sky. And then into that same lizard lunge. I like my heel on the mat, toes slightly off for this one. You want to try and get that knee stacking on top of the ankle here. Walk those fingers again a little bit out in front and pull the chest forward. Still pressing that back foot into the ground. All right, from there, plant that left hand down, bend the back knee, reach and grab. I'm looking for the pinky side edge of the foot for this one, so the shoulders nice and open. And as you pull the foot in towards you, kick the foot back into the hand. Chest reaching a little bit up, forward. And take one more breath. And release. From here, we're going to come down onto our shins. We'll do a couple more shoulder opens, a couple back bends, and then we'll cool on down. The first one we'll do is fingers interlaced. So you have a couple of options for this one. I'll show you from behind. First option is just bring your hands behind you, clasp the fingers together. Try and keep the heels of the hands as close together as you can. If they separate, that's totally fine. Press them down, reach them away, and shoulder blades drawing down together and down your back as the arms reach away. One option. Second option, you can hook the thumbs. Third option, you can hold onto your prop with the palms facing towards you, reach the arms back and pull the strap apart. So find your version. We'll hold here a couple of breaths. If you've got those fingers interlaced, I like to reach those arms away and also trying to separate the hands apart from each other while trying to also still glue them together at the same time. Okay, release. The next one we'll do Gomukhasana arms. For most of us, we'll need a strap for this one. So I'll show you with the strap, and I'll show you without the strap. So again, I'll just show you from behind. So what you do, you take your strap or your prop into your right hand, bend the elbow so it's behind your head, then bring that left hand on top of the elbow so you can work that arm a little bit further down your back. From here, that left arm comes behind you, bend the elbow, and you try and walk it up your back as far as you can. If you're grabbing onto a strap, you hold onto the strap, pull it in opposite directions. If you don't need the strap, you grab for the fingertips. So find your version. And again, if you haven't done this one much before, more than likely you'll need the strap, and that's totally fine. If you don't have your prop, you can also just grab the back of your shirt as well. Hands pulling in opposite directions, but it's mainly the top arm pulling the bottom one into a little bit more internal rotation, which is what we're after. One more breath. And release. Shake the shoulders out a little bit. Then we'll do the same thing on the second side. This time, we'll take that left elbow up, bend the elbow, right hand just presses that elbow gently a little bit further down your back. That right hand bends behind. I'll walk those fingertips up my back until I can make that connection with the fingertips, and then gently pulling in opposite directions. Take a couple of slower, deeper breaths right here. One more breath. And release. All right, we can pop our strap over to the side for the moment. And from here, we'll come to lie down on our backs. And a couple of options now. So back bends weren't really our focus for today. So we're going to do two options. You can either do bridge pose or wheel pose. So for those going into bridge, you'll set your feet up about hips width apart. If you haven't done wheel much before, I'd recommend you doing bridge for this one because we're warmed up, but we're not overly warmed up in terms of back bends. So I'm going to go into bridge, but if you love wheel, of course, feel free, go for it. From there, I like to have, for bridge, people going to bridge, have your elbows down by your sides, fingers facing up towards the sky, a little tuck of the tail so your lower back presses down into the ground, then start to roll hips up off the ground, drive those heels into the ground. From there, you can walk the shoulders a little bit underneath you, driving the elbows down to the ground. Another option is to bring the fingers underneath you, walk those shoulders even more underneath your back, and press the backs of the hands, shoulders and arms down into the ground. get a little more lift in the chest. Of course, if you're up in wheel, you can hold there for another couple of breaths. And then slowly come all the way back down, roll the spine down to the ground. And there, just pause and take a couple of breaths. And we'll do one more round, either bridge or wheel. All right, set yourself up again, either bridge or wheel. Then a little tuck of the tail, press that low back into the ground. Start to drive your hips up towards the sky, digging down through the heels. Of course, if you're going to wheel, go for it. In your bridge, you can bring those shoulders underneath you again. Press backs, the arms, hands, forearms into the ground. And take 2 more breaths. And then slowly unwind and roll the spine back down to the ground. From there, take the arms into a cactus-like shape. Take the feet wide on the mat with the knees touching together. Just pause there for a moment, allowing the belly to soften, back to the shoulders to relax. And from there, if it feels good, you're going to windshield wipe on the knees, just a little bit side to side. Nice. All right, from there, hug the knees in towards your chest. Rock and roll up and down the spine a couple of times. And from here, come to a tabletop position, hands and knees. And we'll cool down. So we'll do a spinal segmentation. This is a nice little cool down here. A little chest stretch as well. So start an extension with your bum up towards the sky like you're doing your cow pose. From there, tuck your tail up, and this is nice and slowly. So tuck your tail, start rounding through low back, mid back, upper back. We'll just do 2 in each direction. Tuck your chin. And again, starting from the low back. Rolling the spine slowly back into extension. Chest pulls forward. Chin is the last to lift. One more in this direction. Tuck the tail. Rolling through the spine. Nice and controlled, nice and slow. Chin is last. Press the hands down. And lift that bum up. Low, mid, upper, and the neck. And now we start with the neck. Tuck your chin to your chest. Press your hands into the ground. Rounding through the spine. Tail tucks at the end. Then chin up. Rolling through upper back. Mid back. Low back. Lift your bum up. One more time in this direction. Tuck your chin. Plant your hands. And one more starting with the neck. That was a little bit rushed, but take your time. All right, from here, we'll finish a chest stretch here, and we'll get into asana. So from here, we'll start in Sphinx, just for the setup. So hands out in front of you, elbows underneath the shoulders. From there, keep the angle on that right arm as it is, and step it out to the right. It's going to be like a 90-degree angle here. From shoulder to elbow and elbow to wrist. And from there, take the elbow just a slight couple of degrees higher than the shoulder. From there, bring your right ear to the ground. Bring your left fingertips in by your left rib cage. Bend your left knee. Plant the right hand and forearm. Press them down a little gently into the ground. Roll to the right side. I'm a little bit cramped up here with this wall, but that's okay. And gently pressing that right forearm and hand down to the ground. And take a couple of deeper breaths. Okay, come back through center. Come back to that Sphinx pose. Pull the chest forward. And take it to the other side. That left elbow steps out to the side like that cactus-like shape. Left ear to the ground. Bend the right knee, right hand by the right rib cage. Roll to the right side. Okay, come back through center. From there, take child pose. Take the knees wide, big toes to touch. Like we started with, bring the forehead down and creep those fingertips away from you here, keeping the hips reaching back. One more breath. And then come up. Sit down on the ground. Reach your legs straight out in front of you, legs together. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. And come into Paschimottanasana. Bend the knees if you need. Reach the chest straight out in front of you. Hands grab somewhere on the legs. Might be the bottom of the feet, might be the ankles, the shins. As you find that nice stretch in the back of the legs, and allow yourself to fold forward a little bit here. Take 3 of the deepest breaths you've had all day. And with each exhale, see if you can soften and sink down into this one a little more. Okay, from there, slowly roll back up. And from there, take the hands out in front of you, into fists. Tuck your chin to your chest, little tuck of the tail. And start to slowly roll all the way down onto your back, maintaining that tuck of the tail. I hope you control this all the way down to the ground. Right, from there, take happy baby. Reach and grab inside or outside of the feet. Personally, I like to grab the inside of the heels, but whatever's comfortable for you is totally fine. If it feels good to rock a little bit side to side, go for it. This will be our last active pose. Okay, from there, hug the knees in towards the chest, curl yourself up into a nice little ball. And take a deep breath in. Then exhale, come into Shavasana. Lay the legs nice and long out in front of you, arms down by your sides. And as you arrive in your Shavasana, start by taking a few longer, deeper breaths in through the nose. A little pause at the top. And out through the mouth. And 2 more like that. Deeply in through the nose. Pause. And out through the mouth. One more time. Holding. And exhale. Now just keep your awareness on the sensations of breathing, but allow the breath just to return to its natural rhythms without trying to control the breath or breathe in any special way. Just notice the inhales and the exhales. You can also start to notice sensations in the rest of the body. You can feel the back be supported by your mat here, back of your head, shoulders, forearms and hands, and through your upper back, your outer hips, your lower back. And still maintaining an awareness of the breath. And follow those sensations down through the backs of the thighs, down through the calves, the heels, all the way through the toes. So I invite you to stay as long as you like in your Shavasana. Me, I'm going to sign off. As always, thank you all for your efforts and your attention today. Namaste.